Laoshi Lawrence McElroy here for Water Tiger School, Tai Chi Chuan, with another in our pre-recorded video series. This week we're going to add to our collection of Qigong and do another of the Five Animal Frolics, which were featured pretty regularly when we were doing this on a weekly basis over a large portion of the last year. This will be our 10th, I believe, frolic. And we're going to turn to the bear today for the second time. A few moons ago, or many moons ago, we did bear walking. Today we're going to introduce you to bear fighting. So that's where we're headed. We need to talk about a couple of other things. I just want to mention, the New York State forward. The governor announced yesterday the state is adopting the new CDC guidelines regarding masking and the fully vaccinated. That means some potential changes for things at our studio. That has yet to be worked out because, of course, there are particulars. Lifting a mask mandate doesn't necessarily mean we can shed our masks. So anyway, yes, it's always complicated these days with the current abnormal. So there you go. Reach out if you're interested in our studio classes here on Long Island. Reach out and we'll cover what the current pandemic protocols are with you, and especially regarding masking and the fully vaccinated, since that's the newest thing, and things seem to change pretty rapidly, as we've discovered in the last few weeks. So anyway, so there's that. I also, I think, want to talk just briefly about the fact that I have done my best to keep in this particular sort of growth or extension of the series when we were doing this weekly. We started this the end of March of 2020 as sort of a filler for a couple of our public classes that were ongoing and had been suspended. Then a few months ago in February and March, both of those programs were ended. One was meeting remotely, and the other one was still in suspension, but they were both ended by that particular client. So we ceased doing this on a weekly basis, and we've been plugging in a video every once in a while. I have a guest with me today during the video shoot. That was her tail you just saw. Her name is Maya. Maya's not all that fond of being picked up, but this is Maya. So she'll probably appear and disappear from time to time. But anyway, through the last year with this series, I have done my best to keep it more or less a different t-shirt for each one of these kinds of sessions. When I'm doing something that's more physical training, stretching, that sort of thing, yeah, it's always, the same sort of style of white exercise shirt. There have been a couple of shirts over the last 12, 13, 14 months that have been repeated. Like I've worn the same World Tai Chi Day t-shirt a few times and that sort of thing. But most of them have been separate. And this was a t-shirt I wore often in public classes for the longest time because I really, really liked it. I thought it was very nice looking. And I actually pulled it from that rotation when I started to find more out about white tigers. They shouldn't exist. White tigers are not albinos. They're not their own breed of tiger. White tigers are created by, drum roll please, people. Through inbreeding. A recessive gene has to be bred into the tiger, and that's done by breeding father and daughter, father and granddaughter, and grandfather and daughter and granddaughter, and so forth. And obviously that probably means all white tigers have the same original sire. They all go back to one. And this kind of inbreeding, as you might imagine, causes all sorts of issues for the white tigers. They have many of them are born with genetic issues. Cleft palate, scoliosis, mental impairments, crossed eyes, and many times all of these issues are so profound that the cubs have to be euthanized at birth. So, yes, it's a beautiful shirt, but one day I hope the only place that white tigers exists are on shirts such as this. Since you may have thought that that was sort of a downer to get started with today's session, to bring us out of it, how about a little joke? Believe me, it's a very little bit of joke. Why did the tiger lose at cards? Because he was playing a cheetah. I'll back away from the screen now, because if you throw something at me, it won't hit me. So anyway, we'll get started. Our warm-up from the 9 temple exercises is one that we usually do. It's advance and retreat. We usually do it when we're doing the 5 Animal Frolics. Warm-ups are also something that we have done our best not to repeat many of them. But advance and retreat always works well in combination with the 5 Animal Frolics because it puts our sort of our attention, our mindfulness into our knees and our toes, that the knees and toes are going the same direction. Because the different animal frolics, in different ways they move, but they move from 45 to 45. Which means stepping to the 45, you can have a tendency to pull that back knee with, and that puts shearing pressure on the knee that you don't want. So you want to be sure that that back knee, and the front knee as well, stays in orientation with the toes. So that's why we do advance and retreat. But of course, it has more benefits than that. It does work. The abdominals, the lower back a little bit, the hips, the legs, the ankles. It also helps to activate the Chi Dantian, the actual Chi Dantian, not really the acupuncture point, though it does also serve to sort of connect, the belt channel from the Chi Dantian acupuncture point to where we at Water Tiger place the Ming Men on the lower back. And it also activates the Shen Yu cavity in the lower back, the essence door. So you have the lower field of elixir, the sort of the spherical thing that sets in the cup of the hips that it activates in the Chi Dantian and kidney energy in the back. So it also benefits a number of organs, such as the kidneys, the liver, the pancreas, the spleen, the gallbladder, the ascending, traverse, and descending colon. So that's a bucket load of benefits. We want the feet beyond shoulder width, not much. I'm not doing something really broad here, but relatively wide. Knees and toes stay the same direction. We're going to be twisting in the upper body, but you don't want that twist in the upper body. To see what I'm doing here, I'm pulling that back knee. Again, shearing pressure on that back knee, not good. So I want to find that place. I'm going to shift the weight into one foot. I'm going to the left first, but let's just say, one side or the other, 1 and 2 or whatever. You have your weighted leg. Now I'm going to start to turn, starting in the lower abdominal area. And once I feel that range of motion is gone, and I start to pull that trailing hip forward, that's what's going to turn that knee. I stop turning in that area. I come up the spine a little bit, so mid-torso, upper torso, chest and shoulders, and then my head on my neck, and my peripheral vision to look in the direction of my weighted leg. Now, I'm going to push off on that weighted leg to fill the other leg while still looking in that first direction. 2 very separate movements here. That shift is one, and then a turn. Turning on the weighted leg, looking to the other wall. And then shift, and then turn. And breath, any pattern you want, breathe when you have to. But, you might want to do an inhalation on the shift and an exhalation on the turn, on retreating, an inhalation on the shift, and an exhalation on the turn. There's another one, and turn. Another one, I'm not really going to count this today. And turn, shift, and turn, shift, and turn, shift, and turn, shift, and turn. Maybe add an image. It might be too much. Forget about the image if it starts to throw off your rhythm. Something's coming toward you. Something is becoming young, expanding. I'm becoming yin. Shift and turn. Something's coming from the other wall. Shift. Opening up space where it can fill. And turn. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. If that's not enough, think about how you're actually advancing in some instances when you're retreating. I'm retreating, I'm shifting away, but to do so, that leg is moving forward. To turn, this shoulder turning this way is advancing, while this shoulder turning back is retreating. Shift and turn, shift and turn. Feels like about 3 more pair. Shift and turn, shift and turn, and 2 more pair. Shift and turn, shift and turn, and last pair, shift and turn. Again, I'm not counting. Shift, no turn, no change. Now I'm setting in that weighted leg, looking in the direction of the empty leg. Gonna do advance. Hey, Lawrence, didn't you say this was called advance and retreat? Why did you do retreat first? Because that's always the first option. Getting the hell out of Dodge, retreating. So now we're going to advance. That means maybe changing the breath. Maybe now it's going to be an exhalation on the shift and an inhalation on the turn. And changing the image. Something is moving away. Something is becoming yin, and I become yang. And now you can also explore, as I'm advancing, filling this leg is moving back. And you have that same duo opposing directions in the shoulders, where I am advancing with this shoulder while retreating with the other shoulder as I move into that leg. So there you go. We'll move. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. Again, perhaps now it's a exhale on the shift and an inhale on the turn. Shift and 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 turn, shift and turn. If you want to put your hand somewhere, shift and turn. Maybe they're on your belly, shift and turn. Maybe they're on your hips. I just like letting them dangle. Shift and turn. Playing with that relaxation. There's no activation. I'm not holding them out. Shift and turn, shift and turn. Really letting them flail. Shift and turn, 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 shift and turn. Once again, about 3 more pairs. Shift feels like enough. And turn, shift and turn. 2 more pairs. Shift and turn, shift and turn. 1 more pair. Shift and turn. Last shift, turn and face the front, redividing the weight equally between the 2 legs. So there's your advance and retreat. So the bear. Each of the 5 animals have their own qualities. They have their own therapeutic quality. They have their own nature. They have their own spirit. They have their own sort of movement protocol, their breath protocol, and their chi protocol. So the therapeutic quality of the bear deals with improving kidney functions. So you have urinary health, you have reproductive health. It also helps to, sorry, I just went away for a moment. Helps to strengthen the spine, the legs, the lower body, and the shoulders. Kind of did that out of order, but it's there. The nature of the bear is expressed in an outer softness surrounding a great inner power. That's the nature of the bear. I mean, you sort of think about the bear, and I would say that those all that flesh that just kind of wiggles around as they're walking. Softness, you just kind of want to hug a bear. You shouldn't. But they had great, great power. And the spirit of the bear is its steadfastness. It is its solidity. Bears, there's a lot of earth energy with anything that you do with the bear. As a matter of fact, the bear frolics begin before you start moving by drawing earth energy. If you participated in our remote World Tai Chi Day back on the 24th of April, one of the movements is from Tai Chi Qigong, and it's water and fire mutually interact. And we talked about the fact how that's actually a drawing earth energy movement, and that's what we do for the bear frolics. Only it's a little bit, a little bit different thought pattern between water and fire mutually interact and drawing earth energy. You really want to feel as if you're drawing up energy of the earth, and we don't talk about that as much in the Tai Chi Qigong. Anyway, I digress. So therapeutic qualities, kidney health, kidney energy, that sort of thing. Nature of the bear is that outer softness surrounding a great inner power, and the spirit of the bear is its steadfastness, its solidity. The movement is thought about as going down into the earth. Even though part of the movement in bear fighting is up and out, it's still driving down. The breath is both in and out through the nose. Nice soft inhalation, gentle inhalation, and the exhales for this particular bear frolic, just as it was in bear walking, are 3 sharp bursts. In gentle inhalation, and 3 sharp bursts of gentle inhalation, and 3 sharp bursts. So that's the breath. There's a pause in both the breath and the movement. Not during the bursts, but as you inhale, there's a pause. Exhale in the 3 sharp bursts, and a pause. You'll get it. So there's the breath, and the qi is sunk to the Xia Dan Tian on the inhalation and sent to and expanded to the shoulders on the exhalation, letting the movement take care of the rest. And again, 3 sharp exhalations, driving to the shoulders. And it's going to go down, the chi's going to go down into the earth as well because of the downward movement. So there you go. That's the outline of the bear. We need to keep all of those things in mind. Those are all considered. Just the therapeutic quality is sort of in the background, but the nature, the spirit of the bear, the movement protocol, the breath protocol, and the qi protocol are all considered, those 5 things are all considered the, if you will, the Buddhist aspects in our approach to the 5 Animal Frolics of the frolic. The Taoist aspect of the exercise of the frolic is expressed by becoming the bear. It is not, what would I do if I were a bear in these given circumstances? It's, I am the bear. Go find a movie about bears or a documentary about bears. Watch some bears. Do not interact with them. You'll get eaten. So a little jump in the video. I hope everything's fine. The bear walk itself, both bear walking and here in this frolic, is actually stepping. A lot of the other frolics, you stay in the back leg, set the heel down, and move into the front leg. Here is you're actually stepping. And stepping 45 to 45. So it's an inhalation to step, the exhalation, the inhalation to step, and the 3 short bursts. That's the lower body movement. Again, stepping 45 to 45 or 30 to 30. And this isn't, it's not, we're not following Tai Chi movement here. It's not about stepping shoulder wide. It's about placing that foot where it works for you, and ideally to be at the 45 to 45. And my orientation is toward the front leg, and my orientation is toward the front leg. Now, again, the Animal Frolics are not Tai Chi, they're Qigong. They're a moving energy work, a moving Qigong. But this will look familiar to those of you who have the 24 or the long form in Jung style, because the upper body looks like Fair Lady weaves as shuttles. Now our Tai Chi stance, shoulder wide, knee over ankle, etc. And some people will go right out in front of them. Water Tiger School goes up at a slight angle, right? But that's, our Fair Lady weaves at shuttles. Bear fighting, I'm going to curl the fingers to make bear paws, right? So we have that curl. They're relaxed in between, and you go into that position. And I'm going to back up a little bit. Boom. Inhale. Sort of have this image of this bear standing at a dead tree trunk and pushing at it. But as I'm pushing at it, also driving down and into both legs. So notice the downward sort of orientation. And a pulse. That, my friends, is bear fighting. I'm going to get a drink. By the way, I never grabbed this during the play of advance and retreat, but there's advance, there's retreat. Notice how they happen together at the same time. So, as you know, we often say the 9 temple exercises aren't really Tai Chi either. They're actually a form of Qigong. But a lot of people who play Tai Chi do their particular lineage's approach to the 9 temple exercises. Like everything we do, Tai Chi is different, 9 temple exercises is different. Some people have different names for them. Some people have different instructions for them. And it's the same with the Animal Frolics. This isn't, the bear isn't in everybody's 5 Animal Frolics. I've seen phoenix and leopard and dragon and serpent and our 5 crane, monkey, tiger, bear, and deer. And we've done something from all of them. Again, this is about our 10th. I think we've done 4 of the 5 of the crane, simply because it's a favorite. I think we've done 2 of the monkey. This is the second one of the bear. And we've done 1 of the deer. I'm not sure if that adds up to 10 or not, but that's what I remember. We didn't really check the list coming into production today. But anyway, again, stepping 45 to 45. From that 3 pulse, just kind of swing the arms over to the next 45 and give your 3 pulses. Short bursts outside, through your nose. If you haven't already participated and your nose is a little runny, hit pause, go get a tissue, blow your nose, and then come back and do this. I should have said that at the outset. I'm sorry, I did not. At least you got it now. Hopefully you didn't have to change your shirt. Again, there's Maya. Say hello, Maya. She is a big, fluffy cat. She could almost be a mini bear, except she's got the wrong kind of tail to be a bear. If you're wondering, she's a ragdoll. Not the toy ragdoll. You understand what I mean. That's the breed. So settling in and get in touch with our inner bear, and then we'll do a pass and, probably call it a video production. Setting that foot out to the 45. I'm going to find an exhalation so I can inhale and hold for a beat. And inhale and hold for a beat. And inhale and hold for a beat. Notice elbow down and slightly out. Elbow's not up on that back arm. It is dropped down as well. The arms are rounded. I'm going to do that pulse again. Holding for a beat. Inhale, gentle through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, a downward pulse. It's also moving up and out. On the inhalation, drawing Qi to the Xiadantian, the actual esoteric channel vessel in the belly. And then on the exhale to the shoulders and where the movement sends it. Now to close, what I'm going to do, I'm going to back up a little bit here, is I'm going to bring in that back foot from here, bring in that back foot, turn in the direction I've been walking, palms up, palms down, fingertip to fingertip, and a little rebound. Pulls the hands into the Dantian. So again, everybody does the Five Animal Frolics differently. Some people don't walk as we do. Their frolic, it might be a step forward and then drawing back, and then a step forward and drawing back, or they may stay static as they do the movements. In other words, the feet don't move. So again, all sorts of different approaches. We are actually, our approach is based on a circle walk. So generally you'd want to do this in a circle. However, when we're first teaching this, when people are first learning it, it's much easier to with which to connect if it's in a linear movement instead of a circular movement. So used to have in my townhouse a round dining room table, and it was always fun to do the Five Animal Frolics around the round dining room table. In the studio, what we have done in the past is lay out these little plush animals to mark the circle. We just do something at the center and then mark 4 points on the circle so people could maintain the circle walk. But with pandemic protocols, that kind of, shall we say, fabric studio accessory, not really allowed. So we haven't been doing that. Though we're currently in the studio in our Qigong class doing the monkey frolics, and we have been setting the center of the circle with the plush monkey. But I am the one person who is in contact with the plush monkey. So, anywho, one more little pass, and we'll call it a video for this round. We sort of fell off the train, as it were, on these videos when we first pulled them from weekly production, and we went a number of weeks without, but we're sort of back in this, probably something being posted every couple of weeks. Eventually, as the current abnormal finds a new place, and life gets when life gets closer to what it's going to be moving forward, we'll probably switch gears again and do sort of more of an archiving of, maybe old demonstration videos and that sort of thing, as opposed to these lessons, just FYI. So, a little shake. You know what I forgot to do? was draw earth energy. So, a few breaths. I am standing shoulder wide here, simply, for that beginning movement. It's a good idea. Shoulder wide, as close to parallel as possible. Find an exhalation. On the inhalation, draw earth energy up. Focus it into the Chi and. Just 3 of these. Push the weight over to my left foot, turn that right foot out. Inhale and step. Hold for a beat. Hold for a beat. Nice gentle inhalation. Remember, outer softness surrounding a great inner power. Steadiness, solidity. Chi focus, inhalation, drawing it to the Chi. Exhalation, driving it to the shoulders. 3 more steps. 2 more steps. 1 more step. Bringing the hands down, drawing that foot in, opening up. This is like pour Chi through the Bok Way from our Tai Chi Qigong breathing set at Water Tiger School. Down, and that little rebound pulls the hands into the Dantian. So, there you go. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. Play, experience. Remember, we haven't disabled the comments for these videos, but we do preview all of them before they're posted. The YouTube algorithms didn't catch all of the inappropriate comments, in other words, like links to, shall we say, dating websites. Not really, that was a euphemism. Would appear, and then we'd have to delete them. So we're simply screening all comments, positive or negative, on the content, as long as the negative is still respectful. We'll put them through. So go ahead and comment, question, that sort of thing. We will also be posting a link to this video on Water Tiger's Facebook page, Water Tiger School of Tai Chi Chuan. So there, of course, the comments are open. So thank you all for your time and attention. And probably back to something Tai Chi in a couple of weeks. We'll see when it comes around. We still have a lot of different things from which to choose, including we realized after we did the lower body neurointegrated stretching video that we left some off. So we might have a little catch-up video and maybe smash that with something else. So there you go. Thanks. Take care. Stay safe. Follow whatever your local protocols are. Please. Continue washing your hands. And hell, if you want to keep wearing a mask, don't let anybody stop you. You do you. Thanks. Ta.